Shadowed Battlegrounds presents the Idaho Bigfoot Encounter, a hunter's worst nightmare. Jake and Rob, two lifelong friends, hike through the dense forests of northern Idaho, their rifles slung over their shoulders. The morning is quiet, the air crisp, and the scent of pine hangs heavy. They're deep in hunting country, far from civilization, in search of elk. As the day progresses, they stumble upon large, strange tracks in the mud, far too big for any animal they know. Jake kneels, examining the print. It's massive, human-like but different, with claws at the tips. Rob jokes nervously about Bigfoot, but there's an unease in his voice. They decide to follow the tracks, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. As they venture deeper into the woods, the atmosphere grows tense. The birds stop chirping, the forest unnervingly still. Suddenly, they hear heavy footfalls, branches snapping. They freeze, exchanging anxious glances. Something is stalking them. The two men grip their rifles tighter and decide to backtrack. As they move, the sound of movement in the woods follows them. Just as they reach a small clearing, an enormous figure steps into view at the edge of the forest. It's over 8 feet tall, covered in matted fur, its eyes glowing amber. Bigfoot. The creature lets out a low, guttural growl, a sound that freezes Jake and Rob in place. They back away slowly, but Bigfoot steps forward, its gaze fixed on them. Jake raises his rifle, but his hands shake. Rob whispers, "Don't. It might not be hostile." In a tense standoff, the creature moves closer, but then a roar. From the ridge above, another Bigfoot appears, its call louder, more aggressive. The first creature turns, seemingly responding to the other one's command, and disappears into the forest. Jake and Rob take the opportunity to run. Panic sets in. They crash through the forest, desperate to put distance between them and whatever they saw. The ground beneath them is treacherous, the forest growing darker. They keep hearing movement behind them, and the creatures aren't far off. Rob stumbles, falling into a ravine, and Jake helps him up, the fear fueling their adrenaline. As they race down the mountainside, they find a river, their way out. They jump in, letting the current carry them downstream, away from the eerie forest. The sounds of the creatures grow fainter as they drift, finally reaching a calmer part of the river, where they can pull themselves onto the bank. Jake and Rob sit on the riverbank, gasping for breath, drenched, but alive. Neither speaks for a moment, the enormity of what just happened sinking in. Jake finally breaks the silence, muttering, "No one's going to believe this." Rob just nods, still shaking. They know they won't be returning to that part of the forest again. As they make their way back to their truck, they hear a distant howl, a reminder of the creatures still lurking in the wilderness. If you like this story and want to see more, click the top left. If you want to help us, please hit the subscribe button. Top right, thank you.